Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into Darth Plagueis training Darth Sidious, but before I begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. After the brutal murder of his family, young Sidious, now the Dark Lord of the Sith, began his arduous path towards becoming a Sith under the tutelage of Darth Plagueis. This period of training was one of gradual refinement, but of total transformation. The purpose was to break Sidious down as an individual, forcing him to shed his former identity in order to rebuild himself as a servant of the dark side. The training was designed to push Sidious to his absolute limits, eradicating his previous weaknesses and turning them into strengths that would serve his rise to power. Plagueis, a calculating and far-seeing Sith, made a promise to Sidious that their relationship would be different from the traditional Sith master-apprentice dynamic dictated by the Rule of Two, a rule that had long created a cycle of secrecy, betrayal, and mistrust between Sith. Unlike past Sith Lords, who held back knowledge or sought to eliminate one another as threats to their power, Plagueis and Sidious would work together in concert, each sharing their knowledge openly and without fear of betrayal. There would be no jealousy or hidden agendas between them, as their bond would be rooted in a mutual ambition. This unique relationship was meant to shape a new era for the Sith, one where power would be wielded not through the destruction of the weaker, but through the strategic accumulation of knowledge and control. As Sidious began his training under Plagueis, he was granted access to the Sith archives, an extensive repository of Sith knowledge accumulated over millennia. This treasure trove contained the teachings, philosophies, and experiences of generations of Sith Lords, passed down from master to apprentice. However, as Sidious perused the archives, he realized that the vast array of Sith knowledge was fragmented, with each Sith emphasizing their own doctrine. Figures such as Mother Talzin, Saurus Sin, Darth Malgus, Darth Bane, and even Darth Plagueis himself had their own distinct interpretations of Sith philosophy, and their teachings, as such, often clashed with one another. Sidious understood that in order to achieve his ultimate goal of galactic domination, he would need to go beyond these teachings and unify the Sith path into a singular, coherent version of power. Sidious's training under Plagueis spanned decades, during which time Plagueis imparted every shred of knowledge he had amassed, ensuring that the power he had gathered would not die with him. This education was not merely theoretical, it was a hands-on experience, and Sidious was forced to confront the raw aspects of the dark side of the Force. His training took him to numerous worlds, each serving as a trial to strengthen him. On Boyuant, Sidious was made to hunt in the wild, pushing his physical and mental abilities. On Hippori, he engaged in brutal combat with battle droids, refining his skills in lightsaber combat and strategy. On Cursed, Plagueis took Sidious through a ritual killing of native warriors, an act meant to teach him the value of sacrifice and control, further forcing his understanding of power and death in the service of the Sith. Throughout these grueling lessons, Plagueis pushed Sidious not just to master his Force abilities, but to master his emotions as well. Sidious was forced to confront his deepest fears, those primal emotions that could either empower or cripple him. Plagueis would often deny his apprentice the pleasures of life, taking from him the things he cherished in order to test his resolve. This was part of a larger lesson. Emotions like envy, hatred, and fear were necessary to master the dark side, but they were also tools, means to an end. Plagueis taught Sidious that these emotions should not govern him. Rather, they should be wielded strategically, as a way to transcend conventional mortality and achieve greater goals. Through these painful lessons, Sidious was slowly shaped into a ruthless, calculating figure he would become, a Sith Lord capable of making the ultimate sacrifice for his vision of galactic control. The most important lessons Plagueis imparted to Sidious were those concerning power itself. The Sith were not mere killers or tyrants, as some of their predecessors had been, but they were architects. The true Sith were visionaries, shaping the future of the galaxy through manipulation, subterfuge, and patience. Plagueis impressed upon Sidious that to rule was not simply destroy one's enemies, but to understand the mechanics of government, the subtleties of political manipulation, and the long game of power. Their ultimate goal was not just to defeat the Jedi or overthrow the Republic, it was to control everything, to bend the galaxy for their will in a way that was beyond the comprehension of any ruler before them. Sidious learned the art of patience from Plagueis. The Master told him that his ascension would not happen overnight, that their plans for galactic domination would take time, years, even decades, to come to fruition. Not a standard day sooner than a decade, Plagueis had told him. This long-term vision was essential for the Sith to succeed in their rise to power. They would not act impulsively, nor would they reveal their hand prematurely. Their influence would grow steadily, and in the shadows, until the galaxy was so completely under their control that no force could oppose them. Over time, Sidious transformed under Plagueis' tutelage. He became not only a master of the dark side of the Force, but also a master of his own mind and body. He learned to harness the power of his emotions without being consumed by them. And he learned to think like a ruler. Plagueis' training, though severe, had a singular purpose: to prepare Sidious to be the true heir to the Sith legacy, to reshape the galaxy in his own image, and to ensure that the Sith would never again be limited by their past failures. In the end, Sidious would become the embodiment of that vision, using everything he had learned to orchestrate the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Galactic Empire, a dark new order that would last for many generations to come. So what did you guys think of Darth Plagueis training Darth Sidious? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.